you are insulting your colleagues on this group chat among friends. True?
I wouldn't describe it as insulting.
Witness will answer yes or no.
The way that you phrased it, no, sir.
What did you mean? First of all, just tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, who are Patrick and Dish?
Patrick Sweeten was in the Special Litigation Division, and Todd Disher was also in the Special Litigation Division.
And so I want to make sure the jury understands the implication of what you're saying. The implication is that Patrick and, is it Todd?
Yes, sir.
Patrick and Todd are going to need to use smaller words because their new colleagues at the Attorney General's office wouldn't understand it if they use big words, right?
That's the implication.
That is, as they say, the joke, right?
Yes, sir.
You were being funny. I believe earlier your testimony was that being called a rogue employee was very upsetting to you, right?
Yes, sir.
But this is how you talk about your coworkers, true?
Again, it was lighthearted, it was among friends, it was not made public to millions of people.
No one was ever supposed to see it, and certainly not the people of Texas who are watching this impeachment proceeding, right? No one was ever supposed to see this.
No one was hiding
private.
it. I'm sorry.
It was private, right?
Well, it was a conversation among friends, but I wouldn't say that any of us are concerned that it's being discussed here today.
Are you proud of this?
No, sir, that's not what I said.
No, I'm asking you now. Are you proud of this?
No, no, sir.
You post a link to Amazon below that. And what is that link to?
The title is a coloring book, it looks like.
And the text below that says, from you, they might need some activities to keep the kids entertained, right?
Yes, sir.
You are suggesting, are you not, Mr. Vassar, that your colleagues, professional lawyers at the Office of Attorney General, might need a coloring book to stay entertained? That's what you're suggesting?
I would describe them as colleagues. I had no professional experience with them other than just the knowledge that they were new lawyers.
You didn't have any experience with the people that you are saying that might need coloring books to keep themselves entertained at the Office of Attorney General, is that true?
That's correct. It was a joke.
It was a joke. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Vassar, it kind of looks like you're trying to shape the media narrative around what's going on. Is that true?
No, sir.
But what you're saying here is we should try to get her a statement from First Liberty, right?
Absolutely not.
That's not what you mean?
No, sir.
What did you mean? Just tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
That was my personal observation of another piece of information that she could obtain, was a statement from First Liberty, which is where I understand Mr. Mateer was going to work.
Next text. On second thought, let the media feeding frenzy start. Who said that?
That was Ryan Bangert.
The same Ryan Bangert who's testified in this trial? That guy?
Yes, sir.
So on October 2, he's saying, let the media feeding frenzy start. True?
Yes, that's what this says.
And this is, how many days is this after you went to the FBI with no evidence?
Well, to clarify, the absence of evidence that I was referring to is documents. What we went with is our personal...
Non-responsive. Object, non-responsive, Your Honor.
Sustained. I'm sorry, I did not hear you.
Why did Ryan Bangert want to start a media feeding frenzy on October 2?
You'd have to ask him that. I'm not sure.
Blake Brickman says, has anybody updated Johnny? Who's Johnny?
You'd have to ask Blake, but I interpreted that as Johnny Sutton.
Is he representing all of you at this point?
Yes, sir.
Who's paying for all that, by the way?
Well, we are.
Did you pay for it out of your savings?
I've not paid Mr. Sutton.
Whoa. Who has?
Nobody has. He's agreed to bill us at a future date.
What future date?
You'd have to ask him.
You're telling me that an attorney, a very experienced, prominent criminal defense attorney, decided to do this for free, for you, for 3 years. Is that right?
No, sir. It's not for free.
What's the arrangement?
We will pay him for the services that he's rendered to us.
Is he billing you hourly?
He's recording his hours, is my understanding. I have not received a bill from him.
And he hasn't been paid by any of you yet. Is that right?
I have not paid him. I'm not aware of whether any other individuals have paid him.
And so is the plan for you to achieve this settlement through the adoption of the Texas legislature and then pay off your criminal attorney who is trying to help you not be labeled co-conspirators? Is that the plan?
No, that's never been discussed.
When are you going to have the money?
Ideally, when I have enough money, I can pay him.
But you've never been sent a bill. You don't even know what to pay him.
That's right.
Is everybody paying equally? Is it pro rata?
Again, I'm not sure what other people's arrangements have been, but I have not received a bill from Mr. Sutton, and I have not paid him yet.
How did you find this fellow, by the way?
Mr. Sutton?
Yes.
His name had been discussed with Mr. Matier and Mr. Bangert and Mr. McCarty about the best person to call before we had met with law enforcement.
Who suggested him first?
I don't recall exactly.
Did you understand Mr. Sutton to be a former U.S. attorney?
Yes, sir.
In whose administration, if you would? Tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
I believe it was George W. Bush's administration.
Have you ever heard the expression, there are no coincidences in Austin?
I may have. I don't recall it right now.
Yes or no? Did Nate Paul have such a stranglehold on the office of the Attorney General that other things weren't getting done?
I don't think I can answer a yes or no to that question.
Are you sure?
I am sure.
So you can't say yes, right? It's not true. Can't say yes, right? Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. July 28th, July 30th, August 1, August 1, August 3. There are opinions coming out almost every day about COVID stuff during this period of time, true?
Well, again, to clarify, a lot of the questions that we would get would follow the governor's executive orders, which were coming out in different points. So if an executive order was issued, the frequency of our requests for advice might increase. I can't testify that we were releasing information daily. I don't know if that's actually true, but I can't say it was happening regularly just with the pattern of executive orders or mayoral or county orders.
Isn't it true that the office was constantly adapting to the executive orders of the governor's office, the executive orders of President Donald J. Trump?
Absolutely.
And that actually increased the amount of informal legal advice and the need for it on a literally day-to-day basis.
Well, again, it was very frequent, just given the number of agencies that were involved on a state level as well as the federal level.
Do you recall being questioned about what you knew about how the overnight opinion was used on behalf of Mr. Paul?
Yes, I recall that.
You recall you said you were not aware at the time. Do you recall that?
That's right.
All right. Have you become aware, and did you see a document during your examination that showed a lawyer on behalf of Mr. Paul immediately within 36 hours or 24 hours was using that in a court to try to get what he wanted?
Yes, sir. I believe in one of the exhibits that I reviewed, there was a statement indicating that the foreclosure letter that we had issued was used to stop a foreclosure sale related to Nate Paul.
If you told all of those people what you knew in your mind and what you were concerned about, What is your opinion now, after the primer we just did, as to whether you gave the FBI evidence?
Object, leading, argumentative. This is closing statement, not a question for the witness.
I've asked him what his opinion, excuse me, Your Honor, I asked him what his opinion is. I didn't
Overruled.
ask him. Thank you.
My opinion was that our experiences were evidence, but we did not conduct our own investigation to provide documentary evidence of what we had come to learn.
Well, what did you provide him?
Just our experiences.
What do you mean?
The situations in which General Paxton asked us to act involving Nick Paul, the cumulative knowledge of the conversations that we had as a group between September 29th and the morning of September 30th, once the grand jury subpoenas for Brandon Kamek started coming to the office.
Whose job then, in your opinion, was it then to conduct the investigation?
Federal law enforcement.
Did you ever view yourself as an investigator in this matter?
No, sir.
What did you think you were when you went to the FBI?
We were witnesses.
Pardon me?
I believe that I was a witness to criminal activity that had occurred by General Paxton.